The date, May 22, 2010, remains etched in memory. AirIndiaExpress Flight 9812 was on its journey. It was flying from Dubai to Mangaluru. The aircraft was a Boeing 737-800, a workhorse of the skies. Many passengers were returning home, full of anticipation for various reasons. Some were coming for holidays, looking forward to a break. Others were traveling for important family events and reunions. The early morning air over Mangaluru held no ominous hint of the tragedy that was to come. It was supposed to be just another routine landing for the experienced crew. The landing, however, was tragically far from routine. Mangaluru International Airport is known for its tabletop runway. These types of runways are situated on a plateau or hill, with one or both ends adjacent to a steep drop. They present unique and significant challenges for pilots during landing and takeoff. The aircraft, Flight 9812, approached the runway in the damp morning conditions. It unfortunately touched down further along the tarmac than was optimal. This was significantly beyond the normal touchdown zone designated for such an aircraft on that particular runway. The pilots undoubtedly attempted to control the situation unfolding before them, but events began to cascade rapidly, leading to a catastrophic outcome. The Boeing 737-800, traveling at considerable speed, could not stop in time. It had insufficient runway remaining to decelerate safely. It consequently overshot the end of the challenging tabletop runway. The aircraft then careered off the edge of the plateau. It plunged uncontrollably into a steep, densely wooded gorge below. The impact with the uneven terrain was devastatingly severe. The force of the crash caused the airplane to break into several pieces. The peaceful Saturday morning was irrevocably shattered by this catastrophic aviation event. The wreckage of the once proud jet was scattered across the difficult, inaccessible terrain, hampering immediate rescue efforts. Fire quickly and ferociously engulfed the shattered remains of the aircraft. Thick, acrid black smoke billowed menacingly into the clear sky. The scene on the ground was one of utter devastation and unimaginable horror. The loss of life resulting from this terrible accident was immense. 158 souls tragically perished in the disaster. This number included almost all the passengers and the dedicated flight crew members. Miraculously, however, against all conceivable odds, 8 individuals survived the inferno. They managed to escape the burning wreckage with their lives, though many were severely injured and deeply traumatized by their ordeal. Among the very few who survived the inferno was Pradeep G. Kotian. He was 32 years old at the time of the accident. He was employed as a technical supervisor in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. He was returning to his native India for what should have been a joyous family occasion. His brother's wedding was the specific reason for his journey home. He was undoubtedly looking forward to celebrating this significant event with his family and friends. He could not possibly have imagined the sheer terror that awaited him on that flight. His life and the lives of all on board were about to change forever in the most tragic way. Pradeep later recalled that the flight from Dubai seemed entirely normal initially. There was no prior indication from the crew or the aircraft's behavior of any impending problems. However, about 30 minutes before the scheduled landing time in Mangaluru, things changed. The aircraft suddenly and unexpectedly dropped several feet in the air. This sudden movement was an unsettling moment for many passengers on board. As the plane finally made contact with the runway, he distinctly felt it was moving far too fast. The aircraft then began to shake violently from side to side. Panic understandably started to spread rapidly through the passenger cabin. In the ensuing chaos of the crash sequence, Pradeep's seat was violently thrown upside down. He found himself completely disoriented and in a state of profound shock. He saw thick, choking smoke rapidly filling the fractured cabin. He could feel the intense, searing heat emanating from the spreading fire. The acrid smell of burning jet fuel was utterly overpowering. Amidst the twisted wreckage and debris, he miraculously spotted an opening in the broken fuselage. He instinctively crawled towards this glimmer of hope and managed to escape the inferno. He found himself in a dense, unfamiliar jungle area adjacent to the crash site. Pradeep then witnessed the horrific and unforgettable sight of the plane burning furiously. He also heard a subsequent loud blast, likely from the fuel tanks igniting. He had suffered significant burns on his forehead, his hair, and both his ears. His hands and legs were also painfully burnt during his escape. His clothes were almost entirely gone, burnt off his body. Despite his severe injuries and the overwhelming shock, he was alive. He has often attributed his miraculous survival to his father's good deeds and blessings. The emotional scars from that day, however, would run incredibly deep and remain with him always. The terrible news of the Air India Express crash sent immediate shockwaves throughout the city of Mangaluru. The local community responded with remarkable speed, compassion, and unity. Local hospitals swiftly prepared for a mass casualty incident. Police forces and various emergency services rushed to the scene without delay. Ordinary citizens and numerous dedicated volunteers joined the challenging rescue and relief efforts. They bravely faced the difficult steep terrain and the horrific sights at the crash location. Their collective, selfless effort was a crucial beacon of hope in the profound darkness of that day. It truly showed the incredible strength and resilience of the human spirit in adversity. Identifying the victims of the crash was an incredibly painful and traumatic process. Many of the bodies recovered were burnt beyond immediate recognition. This heartbreaking reality added immeasurably to the immense grief of the anxiously waiting families. DNA confirmation was often required to provide certainty and bring closure. This meticulous and painstaking process unfortunately extended the agony for many relatives. The authorities and forensic teams worked tirelessly around the clock to manage this sensitive task. The emotional toll on everyone involved in this grim duty was profound and exhausting. It was a truly heart-wrenching responsibility for all concerned. To properly honor those who tragically lost their lives in the disaster, a memorial was subsequently built. It stands as a solemn tribute near Kollur, along the serene banks of the Falguni River. This carefully designed memorial provides a quiet and dignified place for remembrance and reflection. Families of the victims, along with community members, gather here annually. They traditionally come together on May 22nd, the anniversary of the tragedy. They offer prayers, lay flowers, and share charity.